Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Customs. We're back here on the 62 and we're at that point where I need to go ahead and make this cowl piece here. Which basically I need to form a piece of sheet metal that's going to go from here down to here and get it welded in and get it watertight and airtight and also get some insulation on it. Well, the sheet metal we got is 4 foot long, so we'll start with that and make our main piece. Then we'll have to come in and add some pieces on the edges. But let's grab us a tape. And of course our widest spot's going to be the center right here. Looking at about 6 inches. So let's go ahead and cut it a strip 6 inches, get it laid in there, then we can do some more marking and some more cutting. Alright. That thing's just outstanding. Alright, grab our marker. Let's head back over to the car. What I'm doing now is going around the windshield wiper. We're just going to cut these out with the hand snip. Alright, now I cut these deeper. Just pushed up there all the way. Now I'm going to cut this contour right here. Of course, lob these ends off because I'm going to make another piece for both ends. But let me cut them and see if that works out good. I think it will. And there we go. Cut a little bit more off the other end. So then I'll take it over to the grinder and clean them up and get them where they don't rub the windshield wipers. Alright, well we'll get all that cut out and fitted. Now here's the deal on these. Of course we've got the cowl panel that goes on top. That cowl panel comes right down in here in a swoop. So this is going to go down a whole lot. So what we're going to have to do is run right through here and put it in indentation where to take that piece of metal and do it like that. I think we can get that accomplished with the bead roller. So let's head over and see if we can. Alright guys, got the regular bead in here. So we're really hoping that this idea works. Well, in my mind, it's working. Well, let's see if it actually works on the metal. Yes, it is doing what I thought it would. It is bending that upwards. Let's see how this fits. Well, here's where we're at on this. As you see, you have these bumps here with the windshield wiper come through, the corresponding bumps on the cowl. Well, I can't have a piece of metal just running across there because that'll kick that cowl up and get everything out of line. What we're going to have to do with that piece of metal is I've already cut more out to equal the size of the part sticking up here. And we're going to have to take something and push that to where it concaves down in there where these will sit flush down in here. Come on over here. I think I got an idea of how we can do that and get this thing to fit correctly. Alright, what I've got here is this die. Normally it would be dropped down into here. I'm putting it out here and I'm using a flange tool on our bender. I'm thinking that that's going to push that down like we want. The only problem I see is the pressure's going to push it up. I won't be able to hold it. almost had it. Yeah, maybe that will work. We'll check it and see if that's enough. See how that pushed that down? Well, let's see if we can get lucky and get this other side. Straighten that up. That's no big deal. That may be the ticket, guys. Let's go test fit it. Get my fat fingers out of the way. Oh man, that one fits so perfect that it ain't even funny. And that will too. All we gotta do is just push this end down. Alright, a little shade more cutting and grinding going on. And I got her to fit. She'll sit right up in there. And it'll push down and weld just fine. And our cowl will still fit back on there without any issues. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead off camera and grind these. And get all this cleaned up. And get these welded in. Then we'll make our two end pieces here, which ought to be tricky enough. Alright guys, we got that all welded in there. If I get my fat head out of the light, you can see. And it fit very well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now we need to get our ends here made on each side. And once all that's said and done, we'll go back in here with some sealer and seal all of that. And I have some insulation that we're going to put on it also. Alright guys, I got them pieces made. Got them welded in there really well. Got the other side done. Even got the beads to match up, so it don't look too bad. But I mean, it's all going to be covered. Nobody's ever going to see it anyway, except for whoever watches this video. But like I say, we've got to do a lot of sealing right there. But before we do all of that, I got to come in here and sheet metal all this. We're going to get all of that boxed in really well on both sides. So that's what I'm going to do next. And since I don't want to make this a 20-hour video, I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll show y'all what it looks like once I get it done. All right. I got all of that taken care of. And yes, what I've done for right now, I just got silicone in there because I'm going to be going over all of this again. But all of that turned out really well. And it's the same on the other side. So, we finally got that done and sealed up. What I'll do before I put this cowl on, of course I'm going to clean all that up a lot better, get rid of all the little rust spots and stuff. And I want to get some of the rubberized undercoating and spray on that before the cowl goes on. And then I'll go from the inside and do some insulation, and I think that'll work out outstanding. Alright guys, I decided that I want to go ahead and do the cutting on this before I put all that wire and harness and stuff in. So let's go ahead and drop the steering column out of the way. Alright, now we got our dash opening here. And to center it up with the steering wheel, it would have to be over here. You can see where I've already drew these lines. I'm not really that concerned about it being 100% center. I'd really like to pull it over some and get this thing where it's more centered of this dash. Here's the piece of plastic. This way we got like a template to use. And like I say, I would like to pull this over here and get it. Yeah, there'll be enough room for our steering wheel to still go up there. And we can come in, build us a real nice piece around here to encircle it all. Alright, now what I'm going to do is go ahead and get some of this cut out so we can start setting that in there and just see how it's going to fit. Alright guys, fast forward a little bit here because I've been a little busy on it. I do have the instrument cluster in there, and I think y'all can see this okay. Yeah. You can actually get to this thing and unscrew it and pull it out. What I've done was cut these pieces out of the Mustang dash and then bolted them on the inside to here using some brackets, and that works out really well. And of course, yeah, right now that looks just really ugly as crap. We'll come in here with the grinder and the Dremel and whatnot, clean up all them sharp edges. And then eventually we'll come in here and make a nice plate that's gonna conform all that together and make it look good. But in doing a project like this, you gotta think 10 steps ahead before you do one. So no sense of doing that plate yet until we get some of this other stuff in. So what I've done here is I dropped the console in and I have it bolted down where it's going to go, because we have to get our heat and AC controls to these right here. They're going to be going, they're approximately right there. Move over to the other side and show you. Alright guys, what I've done here is I've cut this piece out of the other dash. Now it sits right down in here and bolts in like so, as y'all can see. Now this area up here is normally where the AC vent was. But this here is where the heater controls go. Then we had the radio, and then a pocket for your stuff or whatever. But what we're going to do, before we go cutting all of this, again, we got to think several steps ahead. And as y'all can see, right through there is the windshield wiper motor. So the vent work cannot come exactly through there. So now what we got to do, take this box right here. Now this right here bolts in, I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Anyway, it bolts in under there to the heater box. Right here bolts against the heater box. So all of this is actually hitting that windshield wiper motor area. So what I'm going to plan to do is just cut this thing right across here, because I got to keep this trap door. Trap door is what lets it go from your defrost, which up through here, then, or lets it come out here, which is your AC vents, or if you want heat blowing out, whatever. So we're going to have to cut this and see if we can get this in there, and then modify some outer box here to distribute through the vents, and then we're going to have to actually make one to go on top here for the defrost. This is the factory defrost pieces right here. It would sit normally like that. As you can see, that ain't going to work in this car. But we may be able to use some of it and do some modifying. As you can see, windshield wiper arms are right there also. So yeah, a little bit of trick going on. And a lot of pre-planning before we go cutting and doing. Alright guys, we're going to have to try to make this thing fit, so I cut this ductwork piece off. This is what we're left with. Let's see if that will fit up under there. Alright guys, it's hard to get this camera and everything underneath the dash and show y'all, so I'll just explain it to you. This is supposed to sit just like this in there, factory, but it will not. This right here is all up in the windshield wiper motor, but I can flip it like this here, and we have a little bit of room between this and the windshield wiper motor, which is fine. We just don't want anything rubbing. We got about 2 fingers worth. So what I'm going to have to do, go ahead and make a piece of duct for this top right here about that high and to be able to come out for the AC vents. Alright guys, well I got the box figured out. As everybody knows, it goes in there pretty much just like that there. And this is what I come up with to defrost. I actually use some of the plastic from the Mustang. And then I'll have a tube that connects onto here and a tube that connects onto here. So that wasn't too bad, a little time consuming, but not too terrible. Now as far as for the air conditioning, as you see I had to make a big plate on the top because our windshield wiper motor is like right here. And I brought it out to the side. So this will be our AC. We can come off of this with a little ductwork and then go into a vent system. So all in all, I mean, it was a lot of work, but I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. But like I say, that was several hours worth of work just to get that thing done. Well guys, that's where I made it so far. And like I say, this has been going on, what, 2 weeks? Well, with the injury to my arm and such, not moving as quick as I was, that's for sure. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. But what I want to ask y'all is, how would y'all like the remainder of the videos? Please throw it down in the comments. Would you like to see every little thing I do? Like how I'm going to insert that piece in there, how I'm going to make that duct work and all of that stuff? Or would you rather see a more accelerated videos where I do a lot of that stuff off camera, then you see the end product of it? Either way is fine with me. The first way, we're going to be on 62 Comet part 135. And the other way would be less videos, but you get to see more accomplished in each video. So y'all make the decision. Like I say, I'm happy to do it either way. Y'all are the people that watch it, so y'all should have a say in it, in my opinion. Well guys, like I say, let's wrap this one up. I'm tired, getting ready to go inside, call it a day anyway. I sure appreciate y'all watching the videos. I hope you're enjoying the 62. It's a lot of work, but I think it's going to be awesome whenever we get finished. If you would, throw me down some comments, tell me what you think. If you're able, hit us up on Patreon, much appreciated. And please like, share, and subscribe. Again, thanks for everything, and until the next one, I hope that y'all have a fantastic day.